Right, like I said in an earlier video, I had a pair of turnouts under there. And yes, the locos, some of them would run through them, others would just get near them, fall off. The passenger cars wouldn't go through. I have, as you can see, removed the turnouts with the facing turnouts that were there. I think actually what the problem was they were coming around a curve. I don't know whether we can see it or not, but they come around a curve away to heck up the back there, and they crossed over to this point here. So there was another turnout. There was another turnout just here, and they crossed over there, and they didn't like the two turnouts together. They didn't like this one or the one that was there. They did not like that. They fell off every flipping time. And of course this track where these locos are, this is going to be the main feed into the larger station. So trains will come out going this direction, they'll run round on the outside loop, keeping left as in Britain, British system. And then when they come around, they cross over there, and then they come back round on the inside, keeping left, going the other way. But then to bring them back into the main station, I had to have a crossover, so they would come from this track here to that, so they could come back in here. Whoops, from that track to, cross back over to here, so they're coming through this turnout here. No, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull the layout out from the wall. I'm going to crawl in underneath there, and I'm going to fit two turnouts, I can't see what I'm filming, down into there. I have the crossover on that straight, but before I do that, I have to, as I walk backwards carefully, I have to test that the trains will pass through facing points like this. So I've set it up on my HO layout, and we'll see what happens. You see, they go through a reverse loop good as gold. Even pushing, look at that. Right, I've got the layout pulled out, as you can see. I hope I've got all the tools and everything I require. I have a gap over the back now, so I'm going to crawl in under there and reinstate these two turnouts there, and hope like heck it works. Here goes. Okay, that is where I'm going to install it, in there. But when I put the turnouts in, I don't think it's going to fit. But here goes. Well, that all fits in along here. Just got to poke the wiring all down, drill holes, got to solder that back on and realign that track a wee bit. Lines up there okay, but when I put these, which were on this side, I put them over there and rearranged the track there, I was left with this little gap. And as always, I did not have any spare ones of these. So I went away over onto the layout away over there, somewhere over there, and I've had to borrow a couple off there from around the turntable. I'll replace those later when the layout goes in over there. So however, I can now carry on connecting up my track. Righty-ho. Outer track, sorry, it's inner track, isn't it? Inner track is in and completed. Oh dear. It has been a bit of an exercise. Has been a bit frustrating. Has been, what the heck do I play with model trains for? But look at that, the end result makes you feel better. So now I've got to do the outer track. I need a rail for there, which is in the box here. Yeah, I've got a few of those left. And then I've got to alter the track here too. So I'll get into that. Back in a minute. Now, when I started, I was trying to move this track over a wee bit, and there's a wee screw just there. I removed that, but I forgot to remove the piece of track that was along here, and as I pulled that out, that rail came out too. So I had to, as Arkwright would say, jiggle that around up in there. I got it joined up though. It was an exercise, but however, the track's all in. I got a bit of a wonky straight there. That's only to try and line up with along here. I've got a wire to solder on here and a wire to solder on up where my finger is there. I've got to get a longer drill bit so I can drill down for these wires here to go underneath so I can rewire it. But it is at the testing stage now, so I'll solder those wires up and I'll power up the layout and give it a run, and I'll see what happens. Now I've drilled the two holes. I've got one down in here, which you can just see down there. I've already got the wires in. I've drilled the other one down in the back here. I'll send a bit of rigid wire up from the bottom for that one, because there's no way I can see the wire, the hole down there. But I've got this nice big long drill bit, and it goes through all that, well, what would be about 6-7 inches, which is quite handy on an end scale layout. Right, so it's all in, connected. As I say, I've still got the wires to do there. I've got to clean the track. I'll get the sucking machine in and suck up all that sawdust, in other words the vacuum cleaner. I'll get that in, give it a good vacuum, give the track a bit of a scrub, and then we'll see if this little beastie will run completely around the layout without falling off. Right, the track's been, all that work area has been vacuumed. The track has been, cleaned, rubbed out with a rubber. I've got the wires down underneath, just got to be connected up, so here we go. If you're watching this video, you'll know that it has obviously worked. I do have a problem with these carriages. They seem to be too light and they fall off right there. See the way that bounces across here? It just doesn't like it for some unknown reason. Alright, so that one goes through. I shall now change the points manually, and that one manual. Oh, that didn't go over right. Look at that, that's not working. That should be over there. Might work better with its, I don't like the look of that. There she comes up again. I might have to change that turnout. I just don't like the way it's not opening properly. Take it easy over the turnouts. Right, and I can't go any further because there's a train sitting there. Now we have to chance my luck and back up over those points. Yeah, I'm just not happy with that one there. I might wire it up and see what it does when I hit the power button. It might bring it over then. It might be just the fact that I was just working it by hand. Well, it looks as if it's working. I've just got to get underneath, as I say now, and wire it up. But just that one there just worries me. See, that's just not going across, right across. Look at that. The rotting swine. Righto. I think I'll just change it. I might have a spare. If I got a spare, I'll change it. If I haven't, drat. Okay, as you can see, I've got it running. It's back in place. It's been running for 5 minutes. I'll take a wee cut here and come back and show you a bit more of it. Yep. Donald's becoming a happy chappy. Everything's going okay. Down the hill. Righto. Where's the tunnel? Over there. Look at that. Now, one of the problems, or frustrating problems I have, is that these wagons on this train fall off the track quite regularly. And it happens over there. Probably won't do it now that I'm running the video in it. Oop, see? See what I mean? So, a cobbler of mine came round, as he does on a Monday night. Richard, and he just wondered whether it was the length of these wagons, the length of the wheelbase, and they're getting around these tight curves. But I just don't know. I wonder whether it's got anything to do with that curved turnout there. I shall persevere. Right, experiment number 1500. This time I put that hopper wagon behind the loco because it always seems to be the first wagon that falls off. So I thought I'd try the hopper one and see if it will go through okay. Maybe it's the couplings on the locomotives are a bit rigid. They are terribly light, all those wagons. The German ones pull through there no trouble. Wagons that are about the similar length, they go around that track no worries at all, especially on my my German layout, which is sitting up there at the moment. Right, one more time, we'll see what happens this time. Try a wee bit more power. Along. Maybe it's not the track, not the wagons. Maybe it's the locomotives that are doing the. As you see, I've got the hill off there because I've had to retrieve the odd wagon from in there. So I'm going to leave that to run for a while, and I'll just see if it works. I might have accidentally coupled onto something there. As Victor Meldrew would say, I don't bloody well believe it. Look at that. crazy. Now the wagons do bounce over that point. See when we're jumping there? So I'm going to have a wee look at that frog on that point. Oops, where is it? There, that frog. Right there. I'm going to have a wee look at that. I was running a very longer train, but I think the size of the layout, that 6 wagons is going to be enough behind a locomotive. After all, it is only a tiny little layout. So, one more time, I'll watch it go over there. Where are you? There. Swinging around. Yeah, they're bouncing over that frog. Righto, I'll look at that. Now the other frustration I have is this lovely little model here. It's a Graham Farish model of a class 108 sound, but while it's a cracker little model, the sound is really good. What really annoys me is, and I'll just push that second car away because it's a 2-car unit, if I lift this off the rails, it stops. We'll start up again in a minute. Right. So if I lift the back end up, it keeps going. It only has pickups through this one bogie. Good God, man. Surely you could put pickups through the other bogie as well. So you come up to a dead, part of your track that could be dead, like here, an Insulfrog, and what happens? Once that bogie hits there, she stops, unless she has enough momentum to get across the track join. I haven't quite put that one back on the rails correctly, but I do that there. Couple it up. They must have a decoder in the second carriage to change the lights on there. But I need to say, only pickups on one bogie. Good Lord. Even I could do better than that.